Good evening. I'm Tina Tasaka, and we are here tonight for the META event, Marijuana Industry Trade Association in Old Town Scottsdale, a place that Poppa Snoop loves a lot, don't you, Poppa Snoop?
Yes, I do. My favorite.
You like this place.
Yes, I do.
And everybody knows who this gentleman is here, Mr. Poppa Snoop, and getting to know him a lot better. He's been spending some time snowbirding in Arizona, and we have been busy, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, yeah.
We're gonna go down a little memory lane, but before we do that, I want to thank Proven Media and Kim Prince for letting us set up here in their space tonight for this Marijuana Industry Trade Association.
Right.
And Industry Blazers. That's what they're all about here. Industry Blazers for the cannabis industry.
Yes, yes.
Arizona's got a good cannabis industry.
They do.
But, the one thing is there's that one guy, the Sam, they're trying to roll back the recreational cannabis industry here in Arizona. And if they get 255,000 signatures by July, it's going to go on the ballot.
Whoa.
Isn't that insane?
Very.
How can you be legal for 6 years and then someone try to roll it back? They tried to do it in Massachusetts,
right,
and they tried to do it in Virginia. Virginia, they couldn't get the signatures, but Massachusetts, they're still trying to do it.
Okay.
And they're trying to do it here in Arizona.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
They would keep the medical industry intact, but the recreational industry, yikes, huh?
Yep.
Insane.
You lose the revenue.
Just insane.
Right.
Lose the revenue. You're
right.
all that tax money. It's over $1 billion.
Right.
Just insane, Poppa Snoop. But anyway, Mr. Vern, we have been just hopping and doing all kinds of events. And when we got together and joined forces as a management team here to get you rocking and rolling,
right,
we first started on November 1. We did the Veteran Stand Down.
Right.
We were at Gateway College.
Right.
And what did you like about that event?
It was very educational, and I'm glad there was veterans here to speak on the cannabis thing about what makes them feel better than the medicine that the VA give you, which I agree with that because when I grew up down in Mississippi, all I know, my grandmother and my mom, everything they used, if you had a cold or mumps or whatever, measles, whatever, it came from the ground, not from a doctor.
Wow, that's a big statement that you just made. I didn't know that. So everything was so natural and planty, and it cured them, didn't it?
Tina, here's the deal. There's NyQuil, all this, when people catch a cold nowadays, NyQuil, all the medicine they buy from the drugstore, guess what I do? Tea, lemon, honey, okay, and a little bit of Jack Daniels. Put it on the stove, get about 4 or 5 lemons. No, really. Lemons is herb, okay? Boil it, you drink it, cover it real good. The next morning you wake up, you're brand new.
Well, everything, there's a reason why we have all of these great, incredible things growing in our earth, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that Veteran Stand Down was amazing, and there was a lot of education going on.
Right.
And we had some great sponsors, and we had Weedworks there.
Right.
And Robin Randy, and then we had Ro Gonzalez.
Right, the man.
God,
the legend.
Ro is just so amazing, and he's such an incredible veteran advocate. And he knows so many people here in the Arizona area. And I know you two have stayed in touch. I've stayed in touch with Ro, of course, too. I think we're all going to be in touch with him.
Right.
And then toward the end of the day, we all got on the bus.
Right.
We went to the dispensary. And,
Soulflower.
Yes. And you got to talk to a lot of people and made them feel so comfortable because some people had never been in a dispensary before.
Right. And it was brand new to them. I've been because my son has one in Inglewood, SCW, La Seneca, and Centennial. SCW smoke weed every day. So, it was a good experience. It was educational. Plus, it gave people a chance to see how the industry work, period.
For sure. You know, you walk in and it was a beautiful retail store. They have
Right.
clothes hanging up. They have
Right.
pictures all over the walls.
Right.
They had multi-levels.
Right.
You know, you could go into these little retail kiosk areas
Right,
and
right.
just see the different products. And you could actually pick up the products and touch and feel them, which most dispensaries are just getting there now. You know,
Right.
you can only look at the counter, behind the counter.
Right,
but-
and in order from the counter.
yeah, now that one you could look at everything, and that was so amazing. And that was a really good day. And then we
Right.
launched a magazine, Honor
Right.
Link magazine.
Right. Thanks to Jared. He did one hell of a job. But here's the deal. The soul flower shop I went to, I've been to a bunch of them, right? But that's the best one I've seen. Clean, neat. It was like going to a jewelry store, but you wasn't buying jewelry. You was buying cannabis. Yeah.
It is a beautiful store.
Right, right.
It is really a beautiful dispensary and so diverse. You know, all those different little areas you could go to
Right.
and have a different experience in each
Right,
one of them.
right.
All right, so that was good. And then
Right.
a week later, we did the podcast.
Right.
We did a wrap up podcast. We did a post event podcast, and all of us were on it for about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And you got really deep into what was going on in the Vietnam War and what
Right.
you experienced,
Right.
and that was just amazing.
Right.
And everyone can go out and watch that podcast on Cannabis X America. There's actually 3 parts to that podcast. If you go to YouTube and go to Cannabis X America, it's real easy to find it because there's 3 parts. And Ro Gonzalez is on there, and Randy and Rob, and absolutely Poppa Snoop. And he goes into 3 different areas of his experience with the Vietnam War.
Right.
So that was really, really good.
Yes.
So then the next week, the next weekend, you know, Arizona has so much going on all the time. The polo event was going on, and it goes on with this massive car show and through Barrett Jackson.
Right.
And so Barrett Jackson is showing all their cars at the polo event as well. And there was 10,000 people at the polo event. And they found out that Poppa Snoop was in town. And I said, well, the Army Navy was playing against each other that day
Right.
in the polo match, and there
Right.
were going to be 10,000 people there.
Right.
So I contacted the ownership of the polo event and said, I have a gentleman who is a Vietnam vet and 3 Purple Hearts, and they said, bring him down. When they found out who you were, they said, bring him down. So we went down and we got to enjoy the polo all
Right.
day
Oh, yeah.
long.
Right.
But most importantly is you got a really nice honorary that day from
Right.
Dan Bickley.
Right.
And he was a radio guy, a radio sports guy. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
This guy was so phenomenal. He has a voice, he has charisma, and I can tell that he had been doing it for a long time. And once he introduced me, we had a little small conversation. He told me that he was from Wisconsin. I have cousins in Milwaukee and in Kenosha. So then we talk about deer hunting and stuff. So I mean, it was a good 10 minutes of just chopping it up away from being a veteran into real life. Yeah.
That was such a fun experience,
Right.
and it was such a beautiful day, and the
Right.
cars and the people, and
Right.
everybody was decked out in their hats and their
Right.
high
Yeah,
heels.
it's really- oh,
and,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was over the top clothes. You can imagine in Scottsdale the beautiful people walking around. So that was
Right.
really fun.
Right.
And then the next day or the day after, we took off for a little place called Show Low, Arizona. We
Right.
went up to a beautiful cabin
Right.
from a good friend of ours who's a movie producer and film producer.
Right.
And let's go ahead and call him out. Thank you, Jeff Reynolds. Thank
Thanks,
you
Jeff.
so much.
Yeah.
Peace and love, Jeff Reynolds. We went up as a management team. Eric, who's he does our production and does our social media and everything. And we went up as a team together just to
Right.
knock some things out for 2026.
Right.
And we went up to Shady Chalet. We hung out up there. It was
Right.
cold at night, but it's a beautiful cabin and holds a lot of people. He does some film production up there and does some movies up there. There's actually a couple film producers that we've met now through Jeff.
Right.
And there's a couple people up there because they do the Sholo Film Festival up there. So yeah, we got to hang out at the
Right.
Shady Chalet.
Right.
That was great.
It was fun.
That was
Yeah,
super great.
Yeah.
And then, we had some holidays in between there. There was some Thanksgiving and some Christmas and
Right,
stuff.
right.
So then what happened on December 27th is we went to Tucson for the Arizona Bowl, the Snoop Bowl,
Gin and
Arizona
juice.
Gin and
Gin and
Juice.
juice. The finishing touches.
Yep, we rolled on into Tucson, and we thought it was going to be real cruddy weather. I mean, we thought it was going to be snowing and sleet and all that kind of stuff. But we got in there early in the morning and kind of camped out at the hotel for a little bit. But we got over to the bowl around noon, and we ended up being in a parade that day. We climbed onto a big red bus with none only than your son, with Snoop himself. And we were in a parade. What did you think about that parade?
Well, it shocked me. It shocked me, Tina. I'm tell you what. I went to the first game in January. Then this one caught me off guard because it was December, right? But it was like being back in high school, homecoming, riding down the street on a bus and throwing football and stuff to the kids. But hey, believe me, that's the one I will never forget.
It really was like out of a movie. And I remember at first I wasn't throwing anything to anybody because I think I was in such shock. I think I was kind of holding on, but then I so got into it. And then I was trying to be real gentle, and people weren't watching. You would throw a ball to a kid and they were, they're looking up and then it would accidentally hit them in the head. But they were all rubber balls and stuff. Nobody got hurt. I promise. But I think people were so excited and they're yelling, and some of them are almost crying. They're yelling Snoop, and they're screaming, and it was a great thrill. It was a real great thrill, and the game was exciting, and it was just a real great thrill. And then at the end of the game, going down on the field, I think the shock was just seeing how immensely enormous the guys are, the players. Like, I'm like, God, these guys are freaking big. I used other words than that.
And they're young.
Yep, they're so big. And they're all, because they've got all the padding. And I'm just like, oh my God, these guys are huge. And just being on the game and just being down there on the field. Yeah, it was really special. Yeah. It was real special.
Special day.
Yeah, it was real special. And I know you were actually going to be talking to David from Prime Leaf tonight again. So there's going to be another follow-up video where he talks to David from Prime Leaf. Because David owns the red bus that we were on. So there's going to be a follow-up conversation.
What's up, David?
So that was great. Then when we returned back to Arizona, when we returned back to the Valley in Phoenix, we were involved. There's 4 days of Veterans Village. That's out at Litchfield Park at the Wigwam, and Poppa Snoop was very integrated into the Veterans Village, and we went out there for 2 days, and he was doing meet and greets, and you met a lot of veterans.
I had a lot of fun.
You met so many veterans.
Yeah, but one thing about the veterans I met, they was in Afghanistan and Iraq, right? But they looked up to me, and one veteran told me, it really made me feel good. He said, "You guys are the ones that help us get 100%." Because back in my day, it wasn't like that. But I got a chance to meet a lot of young guys and a lot of people in Arizona. That particular day showed me all kinds of love.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the West Valley Mavericks were out there, and shout out to them. And the Thunderbirds were out there, and Brandon and Karina, thank you for your hospitality. And then the next day, you did an unbelievable podcast with JMach.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, JMach.
What's up, JMach?
Yeah, just unbelievable. I mean, on the big stage, and a lot of people watch that podcast. And that's another one that everybody can go out to. JMach is JMach, and he's got his own channel on YouTube. And if you guys just look at, Poppa Snoop's channel or Cannabis X America or JMach's channel, you're going to find that podcast real easily. But I got to tell you, JMach is also a Marine. He's a Marine, right?
Yeah, Marine.
Yeah. He's a Marine, served time. And so now you're going to hear, two military guys that really, get into it together and hear just a real powerful podcast. So I would really recommend going out to that. So that was unbelievable. Really follow that Veterans Village, because they do that every year, and it is just gorgeous out there. And then it was New Year's Eve. Yeah. Old Lang Syne. And we were out there at V Spot. It was awesome. Thanks to Kim Prince.
With the mayor.
Yeah, Jerry.
Cutting the ribbon.
Yeah, you sure did. Yeah, Jerry Weirs was out there, and thanks Proven Media for getting us out there. And so we got to do an opening of a V Spot that was real fun. And Poppa Snoop, you looked great. You were in a beautiful suit.
Thank you.
Boy, you took a lot of pictures that night with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that was real fun.
Right.
And so New Year's, So then we had just a tiny break, but then January started cranking back up again.
Yeah.
And we did an incredible event with Luke Air Force Base.
Oh yeah.
In the third week of January.
The Aero Show.
We did the Haboob. Yeah. It was the Haboob Havoc.
Right.
We met up at Wigwam, and we were taken out on some private coaches alongside all of their partners. And we went out to Gila Bend, where there's private airspace, and that's where the military folks do their.
This way he's trained to shoot targets. This way he's trained to drop bombs, and that robot that we seen, I think the robot he picks up all the ammunition after everything's over.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we were out there for about 2 hours, would you say?
Seemed like it was longer than that.
I gotta tell you, and I mean,
we had fun though.
So tell me, what kind of planes were those flying over us?
They call them warthogs, but they didn't have those in Vietnam. I was there. Yeah, I've been away from Vietnam. I was 6 years, right? So that was warthogs, as they call them, and I think I seen one F-14, and that was it. But just like I said, I'm out of touch. I talked to some of the pilots, and each of them told me what they were.
Well, it was just amazing. They were flying so close to our heads. I mean, you would think that your clothes could just fly off. I mean, it was just
as long as you don't crash.
Right. I mean, it was just so magnificent.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a private air show.
Oh yeah, but it was a good show.
It was just so amazing.
Right.
And thanks, Ron Seitz. We've got other stuff going on with Luke Air Force Base coming up. It was so exciting. And then the next night, we were at the opening of the Chandler Film Festival.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first night.
Right.
Poppa Snoop was on the red carpet and talking to people, and this was the 10th annual Chandler Film Festival. Congratulations to Mitesh Patel and to Jeff Reynolds and to all the board and to everybody that worked so hard at the Chandler Film Festival. There's so many people that work there that have to pull it off, and we met a lot of people at the Chandler Film Festival, and there was some special honors and just so many great people there. And a couple days later, we were at a META event. We were right here at Wasted Grain last month again, meeting a lot of great fun people at META and having fun at the Marijuana Industry Trade Association. And but then we did another special event with the Chandler Film Festival that January 31st. We did the special premiere with Jack Blair with his movie This Is Not a Draft.
Right.
And that movie was about a little bit about 9/11 and a lot about soldiers and Afghanistan and what they go through.
And then about him losing his son.
Yes.
That was the hard part. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a special invitation only. We had a lot of friends and people come out for that and for the special viewing of that movie and then Jack Blair actually got an award for that movie.
So did I.
The night. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that for sure at the Chandler Film Festival the next night. Yes, we were at the final night of the Chandler Film Festival, which was the black tie and the award show. And yeah, Jack Blair won the documentary. But this gentleman here also got an award for his veteran service, and he was stunned.
Yes, I was. Off guard completely. Yeah.
Yes, it was so incredible. And so again, please, if you want to see any footage, please check out his, our Instagram pages and so forth to find that footage of that spectacular award that you got, Poppa Snoop. It's so well deserved.
Thank you.
And he gave a great speech and a moment of silence for all the veterans.
All the fallen veterans and for all the moms and pops who has lost kids in the war.
Yeah, it was really a great speech, and the Chandler Film Festival was just so fantastic. So again, you know, thank you to Mitesh and Jeff Reynolds and to everybody that pulls it off. The board,
Right.
the board is just amazing.
Right.
And I wish I could thank everybody there, but it's
Right.
it's really something special.
Too many of them.
Yeah, there's just everybody is just so
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
So then we went on a couple days later. You were interviewed over with Media Made with
Right.
with Sunny and
Sunny,
Sangria.
right.
Sangria.
Right.
And so that was great because you definitely talked about, you know, your days on the road with Snoop and being in the record business and
Right.
the toughness of it and
Right. Yeah.
you know, just how times have changed.
Right.
And you are going to be in their magazine coming up.
Right.
I don't know the date of that, but everybody look out for Media Made magazine. And thanks to Sunny and Sangria for that. That's going to be exciting to see
Right.
that magazine
Yeah.
come out.
Right.
So thank you. And tonight we're here at Mita.
Right.
So yeah, we've got some more things coming up. We've got some business coming up in Las Vegas, and we've
Right.
got a big event coming up at the Luke Air Force Base on March 21st to March 22nd. It's the biggest air show in the United States, I do believe, and we're going to be attending the air show, and we've got some stuff happening out in the film business in California, and some AI film stuff happening in Las Vegas as well. So stay tuned for more. So Poppa Snoop, you want to say a few words to anybody watching this video, and just a little recap?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my family, sisters, brothers, with Snoop, my grandkids. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Reynolds, his cousin Joey, all the people who has invited me to podcast, JMach, Roe for sure. He's fighting his ass off for the best reason. I'm joining in with him. I want to give a thank out to my camera guy, social media, Eric, and to you, Tina. The best thing ever happened to me since I've been in this business. And I want to thank God for giving me you too. Because now I'm in the comfort zone. Now I feel that the sky's the limit. I knew the sky's the limit.
We're gonna go for some big skies. Go for some big skies
Right.
and get on some big rockets.
Right.
All right, Poppa Snoop. Well, we're gonna keep this party rolling here at Mita tonight.
Yeah.
Some people want to talk to you for sure on the microphone
Yeah.
because I sometimes can just yak. So let's have a great night,
Okay.
and I will sign off here. Thanks to Mita. Thanks again to Proven Media, and I will sign off here. Tina Tasaka.
Poppa Snoop, over now.